run, clang, kangaroo, oh, chin, chin-daroo.
And I think it'd be really great to get a reading from you. I mentioned maybe chapter 13. I don't know if you had any other thoughts. It's sort of a chapter I thought really, it's Jarred's first flight, as Jack calls it, a solo.
Yeah. No, this is kind of at like a stage of entente between them, and I think Jarred's kind of coming out of he's able to kind of this is his first kind of like journey alone without Jack, because he's got the strength in the wheelchair and stuff like that. Yeah, shall I give it a read?
Yeah, please.
All right. I dug around the junk drawer in the kitchen looking for something to write with. There was a box of matches which I took, which made me think about cigarettes and having at 26 to ask my father if I could borrow money for smokes. That was too much reality for this early in the day. I found a metal pen with surprising heft. It was a freebie from Patrick's business, McGinnis Properties, written in fancy John Hancock script. I wrote, Jack, going to take a walk, Jarred. I thought about that sentence. Take a walk. What else do you write? I crumpled the paper and went to find Jack in his greenhouse. Jack, I'm going out for a bit. He said, it's almost 2. If you wait until I clean up, I'll go with you. I kind of want to be by myself. There was worry on his face. He was trying to calculate the right thing to say. Calm your old balls, I said. I'll be fine. I won't get far on foot. Yeah, that's true, he chuckled. You need some money? And before I could answer, Jack fished out his wallet from his back pocket and handed me a soil-smudged 20. Thanks. I crossed the gutter at the end of the driveway, a little more easily this time. Left was how we went to Mr. Donut. I went right. There was a grocery store at the end of the neighborhood, and I could get smokes there. I pushed myself along the street. This was the first time since the accident that I had been alone. Before the accident, I preferred solitude. Now, with the chair, being alone scared me. At the crosswalk, the zipping traffic made me flinch. I hated myself for the cowardice as I waited for the light to change from don't walk to walk. My palms were sweaty. I looked left, right, scared that at any moment a car was going to slam into me. With every push across the intersection, panic fluttered in my chest. When I reached the other side, I had to wait for a few seconds for my hands to stop shaking enough so I could continue pushing my wheels. In the grocery store, I went up and down the aisles from produce to dairy with no real purpose. It had been so long since I had been shopping that it felt novel. A teenager in his store's uniform stopped stacking cans of tomato soup as I passed by. Hello, sir. Can I help you with anything today? No, I'm fine. Okay, let me know if there's anything you can't reach, he said as I continued down the aisle. In the meat section, I maneuvered to lift a ham into my lap. Before I could, another teenage employee, a girl this time, appeared, her ponytail swinging behind her. Can I bring that up to the front for you, sir? She reached to take the ham from me. I got it, thanks. You sure? Yes, thank you. You sure, sir? Okay, have a nice day, she said, and bounced away. I was stopped once more before I decided to leave. At the service counter, I was carded for the cigarettes, and I showed him my ID. Are you here by yourself? Yes, I said testily. Was it a car accident? Really? We stared at each other. The ham too, he said, pointing at my lap. No, this is my ham. There are many like it, but this one is mine. And I slapped the meat. Sorry, sir. He took my money and gave me my change and the cigarettes. Have a nice day. You too, I said, moving away, the weight of the ham making it difficult. I sat outside the grocery store and had a cigarette. Shoppers went in and out. A nicotine reverie tugged my thoughts along. I wasn't ready to go back to the house. Across the street from the grocery store, there was a 1950s gas station in a garage that had been converted into a coffee shop called the Filling Station. Inside it had everything expected of a coffee shop: raw wood tables, exposed brick, and a roasting philosophy chalked in a large piece of slate. Above the tables, bromeliads hung instead of light bulbs at the end of electrical fixtures. Some had turned upwards to form red-leaf J's. The barista was about my age. She was singing along to the music and wiping down the coffee machine. She was pale. She was red-haired. Her t-shirt read, "Sexy Senior Citizen," in tiny letters. When she turned, I noticed that her belt had missed one of its loops in the back. She greeted me with, "Nice ham. What would you like?" "Black coffee for me, and Senor Hamon here will have a water." I picked a table with a view of the counter. I set my ham in the chair next to me, and I drank my coffee. Jack came out of the garage when he heard the front door. How'd your first solo flight go?" I held out the meat to Jack. "It was pork and gimp day. Bring a cripple, get a ham. What luck, huh?" He took it from me and put it in the fridge without comment. I lay on the couch. The locking of brakes, the positioning of the feet on the floor, the transferring over, the pulling my legs one by one had become automatic. Jack came back with a letter in his hand and sat in his favorite chair. My stomach turned as I tried to guess what kind of letter. "You promise not to freak out on me?" "I don't know. Freaking out is kind of my thing." I tried to stay calm so that I shifted so that I was lying on my side so I could see him better. My knees clung together and there was a flash of electric fire from my damaged nerves. "You don't have to tell me," Jack said. "However, I did meet the love of my life today, so now is the time for bad news." "Oh yeah?" Jack nodded. "That's good. Very good. Fingers crossed she has a thing for men and aluminum. Hit me. What's in the letter?" I stretched my arm out and Jack handed it to me. "Gentleman by the name of Farouk Al-Thani, or more exactly Mr. Al-Thani's lawyers, writes to say he is performing an asset search and is asking me for my home insurance policy details." I clenched my jaw so hard my teeth hurt. The letter mentioned Melissa's death, my responsibility, and referred to civil case laws of quoting Bible verses. That car should have killed me. Listen, I got two things, doodly and squat, and you can have both of them. Listen to me. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about you. I think I'm done for the day. I'm going to bed.
Very nice.